Well, at the moment, the thing that makes most people terrified looks terrified itself. I'm not quite sure. It's a very exciting find that we've just stumbled upon, but I'm not quite sure what's going on with this particular snake. I think we've just come across a very young mamba, although I haven't had a proper chance to see. It was flattening its head. It's got a bulge in the middle of it, so it's obviously recently swallowed something. And of course, snakes can swallow absolutely enormous meals. It's moving very slowly. I'm gonna get out of the car. I'm gonna do so very carefully until I'm certain that whether it is or it is not a mamba. They can be quite aggressive snakes, and they're very, very fast. It looks a lot like one to me, a young one. Sorry, duck in front of you. But it was behaving very strangely in the beginning. It was sort of gulping and flattening its head, and it didn't look very healthy at all, but it seems to be okay now. There we go, now it's moving properly. Wow. That was really very interesting. I wonder if it was just in the process of swallowing. Although that bulge is quite far down. There it goes, sliding off into the grasses. Beautiful snake. But a very, very young one. Please don't. It just goes to show, they've got this reputation as being unbelievably aggressive snakes. But all snakes out here, I mean, 90% of bites that happen because people are playing with them. People who don't know what they're doing are trying to catch them or handle them or remove them in some way. And snakes are not naturally aggressive creatures. Half the time they are more terrified of you than you are of them. And you could see that from the way that snake moved off. And I don't want to follow it any further, because if you frighten snakes that have just had a meal, they regurgitate whatever it is they've eaten. I don't want to frighten it anymore. I just wanted to make sure that it was okay, actually. I was curious to see why it was sort of flattening its head and gulping. But the bulge in its belly was already down towards its tail. Maybe we just came upon it after it had swallowed, but I'm not sure. Very interesting behavior, but it does just go to show that although many people are terrified of snakes, and to an extent it's a rational fear, because something like a mamba could kill you, but half the time, or all of the time, all they want to do is just get away from you, move away from you, and be as far away and in the safest possible space as possible, safest possible space. Now, I said it's a young mamba. Mambas grow about a meter in their first year. So in their initial stages, they're very, very tiny, no control over their venom glands, which is why handling a baby snake is a terrible idea, because they still have venom that is as potent as the adults, but they don't have control over their venom glands. So a lot of the time, a mamba will inflict what's known as a dry bite. So it's just a threatening bite, and no venom is injected. But a baby mamba can't, no baby venomous snake can do that. They can't control. They just, when they bite, venom comes out. They have to learn that control. So never think that just because a snake is small, it isn't dangerous. It absolutely is. And that's why I think this is a young mamba. It hasn't had a chance to grow properly yet, and take about a year to get to a meter. They're very rapid growing snakes. Another year it will be 2 meters, and from then on the growth slows down slightly, and then you get your 3 and your 4 meter long mambas. Amazing.